Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a good evening, or morning, or afternoon, whatever it happens to be while you're listening to this. Welcome to my Q&A. This video is going to be a little bit different to all my other ones, because it's just going to be me. I'm not playing a character, and I'm not used to doing that on this channel, so please bear with me if it's a bit awkward. Got no idea what I'm doing. So, with that in mind, we're just going to jump into the questions. I'm going to start with the ones from Discord, solely because I've got them saved alphabetically and Discord comes before YouTube. That's it. So we're just going to start. Here we go. First load of questions. It comes in from Kaylee. She asks, number 1, how tall are you? I am 183 centimeters, or 6 foot 0. Number 2, what are your dogs' names? So this is probably referring to the little announcement video I made on YouTube. The two that were in that were Pumpkin and Dee Dee. I've also got Elsa, Lizzie, Mika, and Casper in the house, and they're all tiny, and I hate them. They're a pain in the ass. Number 3, what's your favourite snack? Probably dairy milk chocolate by Cadbury. It's just really amazing. Don't know what else to say. Number 4, when's your birthday? The 7th of July. 7-7, baby. Right. Next question. This comes in from Claude. He asks, what got you into and first start voice acting? And long story short, I've been listening to the kind of videos that I've been making since about a year ago or so, but I didn't really have any inspiration to start doing it myself until I stumbled across Vividly ASMR's channel. I don't know what about her videos made me start doing this, but I wouldn't have if I hadn't found it, so thanks Vivi, I guess. Moi, I know you're listening to this. Probably. I hope you are anyway. Oh, the next question by Snow Bunny. Who inspired you to do ASMR? Vividly ASMR. Kind of just answered that already. Next. Weishi comes in asking, pineapple on pizza. To which I say I am neutral on the pineapple on pizza debate. A rare take to have, I know, but I have no strong opinion one way or the other. It's fine. I don't hate it. Don't particularly love it either. Take that, internet, who likes to argue about that for some reason. Butter asks, what's your favourite colour? Probably dark green. I don't really think about it very much because I like all colours. I'm a colour neutral person, but if I had to pick one, probably dark green. It's pleasing on the eyes. Gwynny or Ginny maybe? I don't know, I'm sorry, I apologise. Asks, is mayonnaise an instrument? And my response to that is yes. Okay, moving on. Good conversation. Butter asks, why do you bully Butter? To which I have to respond, because you do things like asking, why do you bully Butter? For the Q&A video. That's why I bully Butter, because she does things like that. Next one. Thickamus Prime asks, if there's nothing faster than light, then how did the dark get there first? And the answer to that is simply that dark is not a physical thing. It's just the absence of light. No jokes, that's just physics, I guess. Next one. EatFuck27 asks, you ever see them signs on the highway billboards, I'd walk a mile for a camel? I'm gonna be real with you fam, I've got no idea what that means. We don't really even have billboards on motorways here in the UK, so I've got no idea what that is even supposed to mean. Sorry. Not a clue. Butter again asks, are you an e-boy? Yes, is the answer to that. Yes, absolutely, definitely. Okay, and that's all the Discord questions done. Moving on to YouTube. We've got Shaft Ranger coming in asking, do you like playing games like Overwatch or whatever? If you do, what games? And that's a good example, because I used to play a lot of Overwatch when it first came out. Up until about 2018, halfway through, I was playing a lot of Overwatch. I haven't recently, because it's just fallen out of favour with me. It's gotten a bit boring, but I also like to play a lot of Civilization 5, Stellaris. I play a lot of different games, to be fair. It depends on my mood. But yeah, if I had to pick like a favourite for right now, it's probably Civilization 5 and Stellaris, because I've been playing a lot of them on the Discord server, which you should join, by the way, if you haven't already. It's a lot of fun. There's some dank memes going on in there. Just gonna say that. Right, next question comes in from creative_cloud2. Did you like ASMRs when you were younger? What got you into doing ASMRs? So, traditional ASMR, like the trigger, like sleep ASMR, I've been listening to those for about 3 years now. So not a super long time, but you know, I've been in the community for a while. So I don't know if that really counts about me being younger. I was 18 at the time. But what got me into doing ASMRs, already answered, is when I stumbled across these weird character ones, and Vividly ASMR in particular, whatever reason, inspired me to start doing it myself. And that's basically that. Next one comes in from Christine Ariel Bellin. She asks, hello, new subscriber here. Hello, nice to meet you. First question. Most ASMR artists have a knack for role-playing popular characters. Do you plan on making something similar for your channel? Not really, is the answer to that. I'm trying to steer away from already established, like licensed characters, just for the sake of the fact that they, assuming they're from a popular media or something, they've already got their own voice, you know, for me trying to like overtake that, it just wouldn't like sit very well with me, and also it like protects me from copyright basically. I know that's it's a stretch that I'd get done for that, but you know, with YouTube as it is, you can never be too safe on copyright grounds. So in short, no, I probably won't do any already established popular characters from media. I'll just stick to making my own for now at the very least. And second question, what inspires you whenever you write a script? Are there any books that you read, or movies or TV shows that you watch to get your creative juices flowing? And the answer to that is that I listen to jazz radio YouTube live streams whenever I'm writing. It's a very oddly specific thing, but I don't know. It just helps me get in the zone after about 4 hours of sitting there and trying to write it without it. Every single time. I don't know why. Just the jazzy piano, it gets me in the mood. I don't know. I don't get it, but that's what it is. Next one comes in from Mun in all caps. Hardest and easiest ASMR. Presumably that's that I've made. I think right now the hardest one for me to make was probably the original Yandere. The Yandere video. The only reason for that being that the video editing and like just the scope of it, it's like nearly a 20-minute video. That was something that I'd never done before at the time, and still haven't done again, because it took a really long time to actually throw together at the end of it. And I'll probably do something like that again in the future at some point, but maybe not for a little while. I don't know. We'll see how things go. In terms of the easiest, probably the fireworks boy, I think, because I sort of just threw that one together in like 2 days, and nobody watched it, and that's probably a good thing, given how much time I put into it. Next question comes in from Siva Kumar. They ask, how is your voice so beautiful? And the answer to that is that I was forced to go to choir when I was in secondary school. That's that. That's how my voice is so beautiful. I was forced to go to choir. That's not even a joke. I was in a band in secondary school, like a rock band, and I was the vocalist, and my music teacher decided that my voice was so good that it needed to be cultivated. So he made me enroll in choir, where I only took like 3 choir sessions because they could tell that I wasn't interested. I don't know why they made me do that, but they did. It's a thing that happened. It's very strange. This next one comes in from Cartlane James. She asks, do you take requests? And the answer to that is not really. I mean, I haven't really been given any specific requests in terms of I want, like, please make this video in particular. I've been asked about commissions a couple times, but I haven't really sorted out whether or not I'm going to do them yet. It's in my head though, so eventually you can safely assume that I will come out with a public stance on whether or not I'm taking commissions, which will probably be that I will take them. I don't really see any problem with doing them. I just need to figure out what I charge for them and all that sort of stuff, like conditionally. So in short, requests, not really. Commissions, probably in the future. who knows? We'll see how things go. Pardon me. Next question coming in from Sphinxen. I don't know. They ask first, do you have a specific types of videos you like to make, or is it a little bit of everything? Well, in terms of like the difference between the videos that I have made and like traditional trigger ASMR, I've never really tried the traditional style of ASMR, like for sleep. I could do that in the future. I don't know. How I would even film that, given my current setup, I'm not sure, because I don't have a good camera, and that's like half, like visual ASMR is a big part of that kind of ASMR. But in terms of like the different characters that I'm doing, I think I prefer like just doing a little bit of everything, dabbling in whatever I can find. I don't really have a specific preference for videos that I've made thus far. Granted, I've only made like 10 videos, but still, I haven't really found something that I've really wanted to hone in on and be like, yes, this is what I do, at least not yet. Second, what are your plans for the future? Like, do you plan to do a collaboration at some point? Funny you should ask, I've actually done a couple of collaborations already. The first of which is actually up on my channel. It's the Slime Janitor, which was featuring Vividly ASMR, who I've spoken about before in this video. Go and watch that if you haven't, because it was one of the most fun videos to make in my opinion. Thank you for being in that with me, Vivi. And I also just did, like recently, a collaboration with Ito ASMR on his channel. So I will link to that, both at this point in the video and in the description, so you can go and check that out. It's a really good video, I think. Go and give Ito some love, he well deserves it. But in terms of like the future for my own channel, I've got some plans, I've got some things that I want to do, but it's going to take me some time, especially if I keep getting sick, and or just run out of creative juices, which is something that I do quite often, as people in my Discord will continually see me doing as I spend 10 hours at a time playing Stellaris and not working on videos because I'm a terrible YouTuber. And the third question I ask, love your videos, keep up the great work. That's not a question, I introduced that wrong. But thank you nonetheless, I really appreciate it. Next, we get a comment from That One Space Cat, and they ask, what are your two doggos' names? Already answered that. And do you have a favourite snack? Well, I've already answered both of those. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm done. Here's some chocolate. I hope you have a nice day. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the chocolate. I hope you have a nice day / evening as well. Next, this comes in from One Deadly Cookie. They ask, number 1, why did you make the ASMR videos? Which I've sort of already answered, but specifically the way I started with the butler, the very first butler video. I don't know what specifically about these videos compelled me to start making them, but I just had this inspiration for a butler character, obviously because my voice sort of suits it. The very posh sounding English accent sort of suits a butler character. I was like, right, I'm going to make this character and we'll just see how it goes. And I threw it together in like a day, and to this day it's like my third most popular video, and I've got no idea why, because I look back on that video and cringe. Same with all the early videos, really. But, you know, you got to start somewhere, so I'm not really that worried about it, but yeah. Number 2, what's my hobby? I've got quite a few hobbies, actually. Like, I play video games, like I said earlier. I play the guitar. That's something that people might not know about me if they've just seen my channel. I'm a music nerd. I know a lot about music, I hope. I would think, because I went to music college when I was like 16. I play a couple of instruments. And yeah, I would say that music is probably my next biggest hobby, past games and doing these YouTube videos. I guess this counts as a hobby, because it's not my jobby yet, either. Yeah, number 3, what's my fear? I'm pretty scared of heights. I don't know if that counts as like a phobia, like a general thing. Like my biggest fear, I wouldn't know, I'd have to think about it for longer, and I don't really want to sit here and think, because that would be dead air. But just, yeah, heights is the one that I can think of off the top of my head. Heights and, like, spiders. I'm not really big on spiders and insects and stuff. Number 4, what do you do when you're sad? I make YouTube videos. Smile. No. To be honest, I'm sad fairly often, so I'm sort of just used to it at this point. It's, yeah, that's kind of depressing to say, but when I'm sad, I just do the same things that I would normally do. because I figure it will just go away eventually anyway. Kind of depressing, but that's how it is. Number 5. Got any good ideas to cope with sadness? No. My ideas to cope with sadness are terrible. Don't just wait for it to go away like I do. Find something that helps. Because I'm an idiot. I will expressly say that. My coping mechanisms are not very good. Please find better ones and let me know what they are. And number 6, what breed are the dogs? Which is a good question, because they're all different. So Pumpkin and Dee Dee are crossbreeds between the Bichon Frise, a Chihuahua, and a Shih Tzu. Elsa is a purebred Bichon Frise. Casper is a Shih Tzu and a Chihuahua. Mika, I believe, is also a Shih Tzu and a Chihuahua. And Lizzie is a Border Terrier and a Yorkshire Terrier. So they're all tiny and they're all very angry all the time, essentially. Right, next question comes in from Angel. She asks, if you could go anywhere in the world and stay there for a whole year, where would it be and why? Probably Tokyo is my answer to that, because I've been to Tokyo before. It's a beautiful city. I loved the time that I spent there. And if I was more free to do so, I would be going back in a heartbeat. Kind of a boring answer, because it's somewhere that I've already been. But yeah, if I could afford to stay in Tokyo for a year, that's where I'd be, because it's lovely. I love my time that I've spent there. Next question comes in from Rainy Days. They ask, question 1, do you plan on doing this full time? Which, I suppose, I mean, I would love to be able to, but will I be able to? I don't know. Only time will tell about that, to be fair. So I'd like to. I'd certainly like to be able to do this full time, but whether or not I'll actually be able to end up doing it full time, it's yet to be seen. Question 2. How would someone learn to do something like this and become an ASM artist? And the easiest answer I can give to that is to just do it. Because I didn't know anything about being an ASM artist when I started, and I still don't, to be fair. I'm terrible at this. Like, this video is awful. It's just me rambling about nothing in a not very ASMR friendly voice. So, you can do a lot better than me. I'm just going to put that one out there. Because, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. And if you like what I do, you can probably do it much better yourself. So I'm just going to put that one out there. There are much better things to do than try to emulate me. Oh god. Next up, we got Yee asking, what is your favourite ASMR that you have filmed? Probably the Slime Janitor. I think that was the most fun that I've had making a video thus far. Not only because like the idea behind it was so sort of zany and strange, and I just enjoyed the thought of it at the conception, and both the execution of it and having help from Vividly while I was doing it was a good experience. Yeah. So the Slime Janitor, I think, is my favourite that I've made. And finally, we have a question that I am scared of us answering, because I may well spend like another half an hour answering this question. So I'm going to try to keep it slightly more brief than that, but I've purposefully left this one until last, because I know I'm going to talk about it for a while. So if you like me rambling about nothing in particular, congratulations, that's what this is going to be for however long the rest of this video is. I don't know yet. Burnt Toast asks, do you have a favourite band? Now, as I've said earlier, I'm a bit of a music nerd, so I listen to a lot of different stuff, and my favourites change from day to day, almost, week to week maybe. Right now, actually I'm just going to list a bunch of bands that I recommend, and then from that list I'll pick the ones that are probably my favourites right now. So maybe I'll put a crawl text showing just all the names of these bands as I go through them. So just off the top of my head, bands that I recommend that you listen to because they're amazing. A Day to Remember, Polaris, North Lane, a bit of All Time Low maybe. I would say Yellow Card, but turns out they're a bit of a piece of shit these days, so maybe not Yellow Card. Oh god, Real Big Fish, Streetlight Manifesto, Goldfinger, Less Than Jake. I like Marshmallow. He's not really a band, but I guess I'll just do all artists. RJ Fox, he's really good. Bit of Escape the Fate, Asking Alexandria, Wage War. I think that's a good enough list for the time being, just so I don't spend 20 minutes talking about this. But yeah, from that list, I would say my favourites right now are probably Polaris. They're really killing it right now. Their new album is absolute fire. Go and listen to that right now if you like any sort of rock and metal. It's amazing. Streetlight Manifesto, probably the biggest contender for just my favourite band in general, in terms of just the band that I can always go back to and just immediately fall back in love with them for a month at a time. Streetlight Manifesto, highly recommended. They're impeccable. And I've been bumping a lot of Real Big Fish recently as well. I don't really know why. They're kind of basic ska punk, but you know, it's just given how things are in the world right now, it's good to have some happy music with really depressing lyrics. So Real Big Fish, they're good for that. And with that, that is the final question. So thank you all for listening to me ramble about nothing in particular. I hope this has been good for you, given that this is the first time I've really just sort of been myself on the channel, not really playing a character, just sort of put me as a person out. And yeah, maybe I'll do more Q&As in the future, because I had fun making this one. I had fun collecting all the questions and reading them as they came in. And if you enjoyed it, I'd be happy to make some more. So with that, I wish you all a good night and some sweet dreams. Bye bye.